Hey guys, welcome back. Our next guest is just 15 years old and she's already a rising star on the country music charts. But she's not only taking the music scene by storm, she's a role model and inspiration to her fans. Let's welcome recording artist Lizzie to the show. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So you only set foot in Nashville, what, 2 years ago? And you've already started working with some of the best singers and songwriters in the business. Talk about your journey a little bit.
It's been amazing from the first time that I picked up I picked up the guitar to the first time I started playing the piano, and then went to Nashville.
And how old were you when you started doing all that?
Well, I was 6 when I started playing piano. Okay. I picked up the guitar a few years ago, and I made my first trip to Nashville when I was 13.
Wow.
Wow, that sounds so long ago.
And you were so old when you did that, right?
Yeah, we feel for you. We feel
totally.
for you, right?
It's just been amazing. I've grown so much, not only in my music and my writing, but just as a person. And I've gotten some, to do some amazing things, to get to work with some amazing people.
Yeah, so now you were bullied in grade school.
Which I can't imagine. Right. Yeah. How could someone even bully you?
I don't know why I was bullied. Maybe it was because I was musical. Maybe it was because I'm mature. But I don't think I'll ever know. But yeah, it was a hard time for me to get through. There was a lot of ridicule and exclusion that would go on.
Yeah. But you sang the national anthem. Your classmates reacted to it, which inspired you a little bit to make some music.
Right. When I was 9 years old, I got the opportunity to sing the national anthem for the Boston Red Sox game at Fenway Park, which was really, really fun.
Nice, yeah.
And my principal, when I came back to school, he wanted to show everyone. And I was so scared because I thought they were going to laugh at me. And I remember when he was showing it in our full school assembly, I was, crouching down in my seat, and I was so scared. I was almost crying. And when when we came out, everyone was laughing, and they made fun of it. And even though I was very proud of myself, just in that moment, I felt just so small.
Yeah. And I see even now it's emotional for you.
Yeah.
And you're taking your message and you're sharing it. What are you telling others who are being bullied? Because I can clearly see it in your eyes now.
Well, I think that it's something that just sticks with you. And I am only 15. It wasn't, like I'm 35 years old talking about this. And, I'm not happy that it happened, but I think that without that experience, I wouldn't be the same person. And I came out of it, realizing that I have the strength within myself to overcome the hurt and the teasing, or to overcome whatever situation I may be going through. And I'm currently on a 100-school bully prevention assembly tour throughout the entire state of Florida. So going into the schools, talking to the kids, singing some songs.
And it's called No One Has the Power to Ruin Your Day?
Nobody has the power to ruin Nobody has the power to ruin your day. That's what my dad told me. And that really inspired me, and I hope that it is inspiring others.
Yeah, so let's talk about the story behind your song, Butterfly.
Well, Butterfly, I wrote about my experiences in elementary school. And I think that Butterfly is so universal because it talks about not only my experiences and just finding the strength within yourself to overcome whatever it is that you're going through, whether it may be bullying or any hardship that you might be facing. We're all different, we're all beautiful, and all we need to do is just to spread our wings and fly like a butterfly.
That's amazing. Lizzie, I work with young girls just like you, and one of the things that I've found so difficult in working with them is to be able to tell them, you know what, you can do it, you can move on. And what's difficult for them is they don't have that motivating factor. What motivates you to get up every morning and to go out and say, hey, you can overcome bullying?
It's always been my dream to inspire others, and I'm just a people person. I love it, and especially kids. I melt over their little people. But it's the smiling faces and the hugs and the messages and the letters and the posts that I get from all these people in my assemblies, and even just that have listened to my music or my song Butterfly, that tell me you inspire me. Or coming out of the assembly, a few of the bullies were saying how they're not going to bully anymore because you inspired them. Things like that, and that you changed my life. I mean, it's such a surreal experience every single time. And I just feel so fortunate to
And
have this opportunity.
It's interesting too because from an expressive arts therapy perspective, music is huge in healing, and
Definitely.
it's a huge connector.
Yeah.
How does your guitar and playing the piano and your songs not only heal you but heal others as well?
I think that that music is kind of a language that everybody speaks, and that you can be, you can, whatever age you are or whatever type of person you are, you can relate to music. And I think it's so powerful, and it is extremely powerful for healing. And I know that any time I just want to relax or just find myself again, I can just dive into my instrument or song, and I just, I find home again.
Do you have like a story of anyone in particular that has heard your butterfly song and said, this is how it changed me?
There was this one story. Before I did this 100 school tour in Florida, I did over 80 schools in California throughout the entire state. And actually in April and May, I'm going to be going to about 70 schools in Texas. So very exciting. But there was this one girl after my assembly in California. She came up to me, she gave me this bracelet of hers, and I said, "Are you sure you want to give this to me? This is beautiful." And she said, "Yes, I want you to have it. It's very special to me." Well, the principal came up to me after. I said, "Are you sure?" She said that this child has been through so many things, and she's, jumped from one foster home to another, and she's just been through so many family issues, and she's had trouble, being herself and finding herself. And she said to me that, "I want to give Lizzie this bracelet." It was given to her by one of her foster mothers, and it was very special to her life. And she said, "I want to give Lizzie this bracelet because she taught me to be myself again, and she taught me to believe in myself."
That'll keep you going for a while.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it's all about.
I got chills.
All right, we play a little game here. We're going to play a little game. It's called Yes and No. I'm going to ask you a question, and afterwards you are going to perform for us. But I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and then you say yes or no to it. All right. So we're going to throw out some hot topics in the news, and yay or nay. All right. First up, the death test that can predict your fate. We've debated this topic on the show before, but the ante has been upped as scientists have developed a new blood test that can predict whether a person will die within the next 5 years. Long story short, researchers found that the levels of 4 biomarkers in the body, when taken together, indicated a general level of frailty. If those are out of whack, even the healthy people in the person's, if they're out of whack, and the person even they're 5 times more likely to die in the next 5 years. So basically, we want to know if you knew about this test, would you take it? You say no.
No, that would drive me crazy if
I say yes.
Really? You want to know when you're going to die?
I want to know.
You want to know when you're
Yes,
going
I
to
do.
die.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I feel like, no second is wasted at that point.
But what if
Right.
this
No
test
second is wasted
completely-
anyway.
What if this test is
is that true?
completely wrong?
Well, then I lived a really full 5 years at that point.
Okay.
And I can continue going out. Okay.
Okay.
So here's another one. Well, actually, here's an interesting fact about that. 68% of people cite death as their biggest fear.
That's true.
Obviously, I do too.
Public
Next to public speaking.
Public speaking and singing the national anthem is another one I'd add to that list. All right, next up, a sculpture outside a church in North Carolina is garnering a lot of attention. From a distance, right there, it appears to be a homeless person sleeping on the bench. But when you get closer, you see it's actually a sculpture of Jesus. And while very little of the sculpture's face is showing, the wounds on his feet are in full display. Now this, what do you think about this symbolizing Jesus and how it has to do with the church? Are you on board with this, or are you not on board with this?
I don't know.
I like it, but I don't think people know that it's Jesus.
I'm going to...
All right. Well, I'm gonna say no. All right, we got a lot more back. Stay with us.